screamed when I looked in the mirror yesterday.
But he finished. He did 26 in 4 hours. Less than still not done bigger.
Not either. I got a long ways to go. Probably a lot further.
The man was.
I got about 4
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna give us well, yeah. Just don't want to fight over it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's almost ready to make that money.
17 is where I get it.
Didn't I tell you something?
Yeah, you did. You told me 17.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right then it did.
Half, 3/4.
It did.
Something happened to the podcast.
And he's not. And
Going
across country. I've never gone over 10 miles. It must, yeah. It must. That's crazy.
I guess I can be one of them.
I do. I didn't put it off even look at it. Sorry.
You got your. Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Sounds great.
I almost didn't recognize you.
Wasn't it yesterday either?
Oh, I bet you woke up and they're like,
Sounds great.
what happened?
I should.
Maybe easier to take care of, I don't know, maybe not.
Zach is hanging on the wall. Board members, everyone present.
This is from the other day.
Oh, thanks.
Last meeting and last month. Charlie called the meeting to order.
Thank you, no problem. And what were these for exactly? Oh, hammer.
Yeah.
Just so, thank you.
Yeah, the chairman, motion second. Charlie all voted in favor. Big one. Secretary position.
Yeah.
That might be voted to the board.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you announced the responsibility. The map of tax. So the township map.
Oh, jeez. I just, my butt is so big, I need one for each cheek. Yeah, put that in a minute. Don's got such a big butt, he takes 2 chairs.
All the township is responsible for working on the township. So it also said in the event of emergency, machine breakdown operator.
Oh, that's all right.
The county would make a pass on the road, so.
I haven't found it.
I have an interesting thing on this anyway.
Previous meeting.
I can bring up, I'm going to do that on your business. Do you have new business on your Charlie?
It's under Summit Roads,
All
I
in
guess.
favor of the checking account balance
Or
for the
item
on the
6 is
31st
kind
of
of, I
24
guess.
with
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it there.
Yeah, we're.
And we can,
Where we are,
Paid,
where we're.
Charlie,
we can just,
Summit
we can
Township.
do it. It doesn't have to be emergency.
No, it's
Just
not.
bring it up and I'll.
But it's information you guys all need.
Yeah, with that,
That I just got today.
We'll just file a note all about the 172.50. At 9:30, all township will check.
Okay, let's call. Well, when you're set, tell me when you're set, we'll call it order.
Jason asks.
I feel like the state
Forward,
is
and
a
that's where we're finding.
It doesn't have 17
Contracts that all the township is part of. Charlie said that interlocal agreements with the township and contract with Shane is in the file that he has, or the clerk has, and will be given those to Jason. Charlie also asked if there are interlocal agreements or contracts that all the township has. Jeremy said the interlocal agreement with Summit Township and contract with Shane are the only ones. Next meeting, wait to adjourn.
Who's?
9:07.
I did.
Basically for,
Oh, yeah.
that wasn't the issue, when that been brought up.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I would think
I just
so.
wanted to run that down, nothing was fine.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Okay, ready.
You ready?
Okay, because you're way too happy to be ready for such a serious
Sorry.
event
Yes,
here. All right.
any,
Call to
any
order,
public
5
input
after 8.
on anything other than Randy's on that
7.
agenda
Yeah.
here, so.
I think
Okay, Randy,
all
you have the
speed
agenda
reading.
sheet.
I don't know where the little.
I know, somebody
Where the
was-
big one was.
They wanna look at it quick? Did you
Yeah.
see the car?
What's wrong with that?
Yes, you can go.
And we are all here, so that's fine. And Frank, you have an agenda.
So what do you got, Randy, then?
Or you have
You're
an
wondering,
agenda, right?
Yep.
Okay.
oh, that's you, I keep looking at him.
Dale.
No,
That's Dale.
Okay. Putting a
Frank,
over
you-
under,
Are you in position?
Yeah,
where you can
how you
bring
been
their
there, road
minutes?
ditch?
Because I didn't bring the list.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to stutter.
and where we're at.
Oh, you want me to read them out loud?
It'll be on,
Okay.
36 and I,
It's either that
No,
or.
it's-
I've read
That
them.
road would be
I've read
37,
through them.
37,
between H and I.
So why don't you just, let's start at the top.
on the half-mile line.
Through 'em.
Okay, no. Chairman Don Carly called regular meeting of Summit Township to order at 8:03 in Horizon City Community Hall. Copy of the meeting agenda and copy of the draft open meeting act were available to attendees. Roll call board meeting with Don Carly, Frank Fischel, Lori Callenball present. Receipt of the meeting notice and agenda were
Yeah, right
acknowledged by
there.
members of
That's
the
right.
governing body.
Yep.
Minutes
I need to
from
run a
9/5,
pipe
24.
in the road
annual
ditch,
meeting
and it's
was
gonna
read.
have to go about,
Don Carly made a motion.
Would you say
to approve
100
minutes.
feet?
Motion to approve
because
is seconded
Dick
by
has
Frank Fischel. Minutes for
a
the
road,
clerk, approved as written.
driveway.
For item 5 on the
that
agenda
enters the
pertaining
field
to
there.
patron input.
So you were talking about
not to be
running it
discussed.
this way,
Patrons,
in the road ditch,
Grayland,
not
Yeah.
crossing the road.
were
No, in
attendance.
the road ditch.
For item 6A on the agenda regarding Summit Roads, Pat Meisberg submitted a bid to.
On this side though.
On the,
Assist
on
with
the
north-
design
north,
of the event of
south
a
side.
major
Yeah,
solar
south side.
event. His bid is for $160 per hour from the time he enters the tractor. to the
Who's
time he
ground?
exits.
Where's
That stated
Okay,
his
my
proposals
farm
for
is
Summit
right
only.
here.
The board discussed that he would be covered under our insurance while assisting.
Yeah, what I
with
need to
snow.
do is,
no, that would be the south.
We discussed the tractor had a better plow on it this year. The board
Right.
discussed
Oh, okay,
the
yeah,
year
yeah,
last
right there.
year from
That's-
that's
Should
right, that's an 80,
we have
it's an
similar
80.
unusual snow events in the future? Also discussed with
Every day on
slowest
your
bid would not be the one
Correct.
accepted. We are lining up
Okay,
resources.
so that's your
to
80.
The help for snow
Yeah.
removal is
Where,
available.
we're talking this is
Also discussed was the lowest
the old
bid.
place, old place.
Would not be for
Yeah.
acceptance.
Right here's the
Well,
homestead area?
Resources to.
Okay. That's
I
what
don't
I'm trying to
believe
get it all
that they
pictured.
have any other bid.
That's the homestead.
Yep.
Then-
Some
So,
of the north
Should I
half, he's
change
on the
that?
street.
yeah, so what it.
I'll give you guys a
what it
little
should
history of what
reflect
It's a
is-
pipe or a culvert.
It'll be probably a
Hear the history first. and then
6 or
the-
8 inch pipe.
Or like,
That's what's going to, I'll give you a little history of what happened.
Yeah.
or like we had one bid presented. to
This
us.
ground, I bought it in
Yeah, something like that.
2016 from Dale. And it had a
Yeah,
little
that would
ridge
be
in
better,
it,
yeah.
in the middle of the field here. So I
Is that
took it
actually
out,
reflected?
I got permission from the.
Well, we did.
Between
These
two fields?
All right,
No,
that'll work.
He's talking about is somewhere back here.
I took that ridge out,
Oh,
and
sure.
it made the farm flat,
I-
one grade.
Or was it?
It flows
Sure
from
it
the
is.
west,
You-
from
I
the
didn't have
east
any
to the
problem. You
west,
said
okay?
you might put
The
something
water always
together.
crossed right in the middle here.
Absolutely.
It crossed into
That's-
Dick's ground and went to a wet.
You know, now it all just flowed right back.
But when
in
I
my
did
head.
that,
This is that conservation
See
reserve.
if this does it
Right
work
here.
for you guys too.
Yeah.
We had this discussion. Greg said,
yeah,
hey,
and
can
this is
I-
a big
can I put a
reserve
bid in?
over here.
So of course, right?
Okay, you guys gotta
So
put a
what-
tube in there.
What that really was.
A crossover tube
We
where
were
water
accepting
equals out.
bids.
In the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So
it's
that
not
equals out.
a winner take all.
Anyway, I did that in
because
the
this is the
summer
lowest
of
bid.
2019.
If we call
In
Greg
the
up,
fall,
that's his
late
bid, that's
fall,
what we're paying.
beginning of
at,
2020,
okay?
did put a
He
dike
knows
on.
what the Pat's at, and he wants to
He's holding all the water.
bid higher or lower.
What he did
It's
was
not,
he
it's
put the
not a
dike,
winner take all.
it extends into ours,
So that's what needs to
but
be.
it goes into the
reflected.
Four Corners area, and then that dike goes west,
So-
probably close to a quarter mile.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
blocked
Okay.
Oskatoski's.
John shared with the
So we're
board a
getting
copy
all
the
of this
agreement
water
from John and Pam. Prosecutor
Coming around the Four
Road
Corners
for
area, and
property.
it's where
The agreement was
the,
created by the lawyer with input with.
Okay,
Summit's
so I
lawyer,
put a
Greg
lawsuit
Clark.
on it.
Board members are to review the agreement
And
for the next
then
meeting.
he countersued me for
We'll be
being
taking on this
negligent.
agreement at that time.
Well, the
The
judge
board
ruled
discussed an
in his
additional meeting
favor,
can be
he gets to
convened
keep the
on
dike.
item 3 of.
And
the
she gave me a
regarding
court order.
Liability if necessary.
Right here,
That's right.
I don't know if
she
you
gave me a court
want to
order
wait But I
The
did call.
Fendricks are
Yep, no,
hereby
wait,
ordered to
we'll
install
do
a
it.
pump
No,
in
no, right, yeah,
the
no,
reuse, she calls it a reuse.
Also under
What's
item
the
six
reason?
A, Lori provides.
I have a big,
update
I
on
dug
tallgrass
out
to pipeline.
dirt all the
Due to
way, the
low
whole
physical
length
tallgrass
of
requires
my
staff to sign
farm.
an additional permit
It,
to
it'll,
change
I
the
estimated
path
to
of
hold
pipeline
3 to
was
4
changed
million
due
gallons
to
of water.
state
You know,
You're
for
talking
runoff and stuff.
right here.
Yes.
On the fence
Yeah,
line.
on the fence line.
For the agreement to be signed.
The west fence line.
The
The
new
west
route
fence
is
line.
about
Yes.
1,400 feet
So it
longer
holds a
than the
lot of water,
intersection of 30
But it didn't hold
Beatty
enough
Road.
this year, you know,
Permit
it
was signed
pounded
by
up
Don
on us
Lori
again,
and
flooded
emailed
us all
to
out.
Judah.
Dick didn't get no water
Under
because
item
the dike
six
held
B
it.
regarding the joint discussion between all of the summit.
So she has ordered me to install
That
a
he spoke
pump
with Scott
in the
Bauer,
pit
the attorney spoke
and
with
alleviate the
Grant
water
Bishop, stated
overflow.
townships are ultimately
So that's why I wanna put a pump
responsible
in
for
there,
clearing our
pump it
roads.
to the road
He
and
did say
put it
that they would
directly
do their
into
best
the
to help
wetland.
support the townships when they're
So it
in
doesn't go
hardship,
across this
and
land.
we needed assistance. Is a handshake agreement with the
That's
county
the
help
reason.
each other, but we should not consider them
So you wanna put it
ultimately
in
responsible for
Dick
clearing our
Schmidt's side,
roads.
in the, you're
Charlie
talking.
also reported that.
It's gonna go west.
Last month.
Right, but you're talking which road
that
ditch?
It's
You're
gonna
talking-
have, well, okay,
With snow removal.
Envision the
if there was
thing
an
on
extreme snow event.
our property,
They would not
west
want to
fence
be
line,
called every time there's a
run it to the
snow,
hill,
only if there's a really large snowstorm.
and then at the hill,
Next, under item six C.
It would make a west turn, and we would
report Shane
have
reported
to
the motor
push the
vehicle
water
operator
to the
here's
west.
the mile road.
Operation for a week.
And here's.
Who owns that wetland? Move over, so Cat had to put on
That's
a new one.
Dick's.
but
On this side.
for the-
On the
Yeah,
south side.
So we're right here,
Everything
You
was
wanna
fine with them.
pump it to
Lights
here,
were just
and then
burned out.
take this ditch to
Okay,
where it
so
goes
let's-
across.
The
Is that what you're talking
solenoid,
No,
Let's just
not across
rewrite
the
that.
road, just down the
Just-
ditch.
just-
Well,
To
right,
the
so
culvert.
this is the ditch and the pipe would
cut it
run
out
to
of
the
our-
culvert.
No, it wouldn't even run that far.
No, no,
Like,
no.
just-
Just got across.
Yeah, it just gotta cross his.
So it's a
his
free
driveway.
flow where it needs
It's-
a free flow.
Yeah,
Right.
and then a free flow down the ditch into the
You
wetland.
get down below the
We don't have
grade
to
of
worry
the,
about
the hill actually, so that it just free flows into that.
doing the tilt right on the blade and all that stuff.
I will.
That's fine on the four headlights, okay.
In fact, we need Randy out
In
there.
addition, Shane is looking
And
at
then-
chains and we'll get some ordered. He has heard that the.
So
timing
the water
chains work
ultimately
well.
end up on, it's gonna
No
go to
cost as
someone
much
else.
as
It's gonna go to
prior
this way.
condition and order
Yeah, it's gonna go to that one.
recently, and Shane had to have
Yes.
Eventually,
Shane
yes,
also
that
reported
crossover
the
pipe
the
underneath the
crossover.
road
Road at 37.
will equalize it
But
out.
like,
But it- okay,
that's
so
what
it-
feeds these wetlands is all our
City
ground.
board, the size and style of building.
Now me and Dale
That would
have
be
wetland.
preferred on the
My
south
question
side
is,
of the built one.
When you
Also,
pump it to
Frank
here
reported
and to
that
right
he
here,
received a letter
is it gonna
that
flood
the summit budget
Dick Schmidt
used to-
too?
No, there's pretty good hill grade there.
There were no emergency.
It's pretty well defined.
I need.
Yeah.
It's pretty well defined.
The motion was
Yeah, you're
made
gonna
by
see how
Carly
much-
to provide Nayland
where the
and
water
Nayland
line
pertaining
is,
to road
and-
maintenance
If you're talking,
and
how,
joint
how much
expenses
did this
that
hold
be
you said?
split with Olive Township.
We're not gonna pump that out. All we gotta do,
Motion passed,
Jeremy,
voted yes to
is
all
keep
board
it
members
below the,
present. A spreadsheet for the
the-
previous month's bill.
yeah,
given
the
to
spill
Olive
out.
Township.
We don't have to pump it all the way down, you guys.
Date
We
for
just
the
have to keep
report
it below
was
so
set
he doesn't,
for
so it doesn't pour over the
6/24,
dike
7
onto
p.m.
his
at
ground.
8 p.m.
That's what she stated right here.
So my question though is,
I'm stuck,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're kinda stuck then.
if we would agree to something like that, how do we know that you're gonna pump that empty just to fill this? This is off somebody else.
Excellent.
You're gonna,
That's my question.
when I get it all
So,
done,
Uh,
you can come and see where we got the
I'm
float
gonna make
set
a motion.
and everything.
that
It's
we
gonna
approve
be
the minutes
roughly 2 feet
as
below
they've
the
been
top of the
changed.
dike, so it keeps
I'll
it.
second.
That, his dike is 2 foot tall. That's what he
Do
does.
you vote for it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and I vote
And
yes.
would there be
All right,
any
so
problem?
minutes are
And I'm just saying,
Who's-
like,
who's
where it's gonna go.
Yeah,
and
that's
the way-
Dave.
Dave.
Divish.
And
this
Summit
is a
Township
possibility
patron
to you
input
guys. I
and
talked to him
reorder
tonight, I had him
agenda.
on.
I am
And
on
he's looking into
line
it.
item 5 for everybody
We
that's
can go
following
across
the
the
agenda.
road into his possibly.
And,
And skip.
But I would have to go across your road then, or, you know, underneath
So
the road.
this would be plan
Jesse.
B.
That would be plan
Yeah,
B.
Greg, do you have a comment?
I will interject that this
Um,
area here, you talk about suits,
bid, is it kinda
if you're gonna take
out
off
of
anybody,
control,
it's
or
gonna
were
get,
they didn't sound like they wanted to do it.
if we run it down the.
Or you, and.
Yes, I understand.
So,
I should,
probably
I'm
take
just
it
asking
all-
questions.
I know,
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
One helper on the snow.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go any
We're
further
just
than
getting
that.
it to go.
For what's that?
Get it out and run down.
So how does that, so how does
So
that
your
work,
vehicles
you
can-
know, I guess,
Oh,
if
yeah,
any
That's-
change
I
of
wasn't
water
sure
flow
that you guys
is
had
gonna
talked
go,
about that.
the water's gonna be converted to
So-
someone else's
property.
with regards with regards to
That property owner has to,
the attitude of
Okay
the
with
Summit
that, correct?
board, Jesse.
Well, I would think so, but how did,
If
so
Greg
my
Lance-
question is,
I mean,
how
I
did
just saying, like, you know.
This is originally where the water went.
this diverted it too?
Here's-
Yeah,
here's
he
what
has
I
said it was
proposed.
okay.
And you were
I
okay
just
with that.
bring to the rest
Yeah,
of
right,
you.
you were okay with that.
This is
and
in
then-
our.
But I just don't know, yeah, I mean, we
And
would definitely go look
and
at it.
say,
Let's look
that
into it.
equipment
And we will
at an hourly
definitely
rate,
see,
that's fine with us. You show up at the following meeting and we get the same.
they're in the last.
That would mean that we have
Dick's Corner, I used to farm that as a
one
kid,
from Greg
I know.
and one from you.
you know it, and
If
we had
Pat's on
several
vacation.
waterways in there,
And Greg's got
Basically,
a
it was just
broken
a
leg,
plowed dead
I'm
furrow
calling you,
that was
Jesse,
tapered out a little
because
bit,
you brought a bid in.
and that collected all
That's
the
what we're trying
water,
to
and
do here.
it got to where it was going,
That's all
and
we're trying to do.
everything was
here.
fine. You didn't have to, you didn't have a whole lot of crop loss.
Have any
Well,
concern that
Right.
other
Dick doesn't, let's
farmers
just
that
be honest, Dick doesn't
are
understand
gonna
the
say
contours
you
of his
owe
own
me now,
property.
or how do you
Right, we're not gonna
anticipate that?
So,
point
Well,
names,
let's,
figures, not out there to do anything like that.
Let's, legally, I guess
With our insurances,
Yeah.
we have to call them
We'll
up
look
and ask
into
them.
it, we'll have
Right.
it all Randy.
Otherwise, they're on their
So
own.
if they do it themselves,
Physically look
yeah,
at it all.
that's their liability.
And
Yeah,
see what
I'll
the,
show
see
you
what
exactly
the,
where
and
it's gonna
quote,
go.
And we're
log,
gonna
we'll
discuss
probably
a
have you come with
procedure,
this and show
we're
us
gonna
everything.
discuss a
What,
procedure
you
here
know,
on
and
what,
see what,
If it's
the
possible,
law, yeah, what the laws. I
clue
don't
me in
know.
on it
what
too.
If it's possible,
action
yes.
gets the contract
Yes,
triggered.
we'll definitely look
So
into
Um,
that.
do you have
Pat
this?
gets in his tractor, she comes
Yeah, why
down.
don't you give everybody a
We'll
number?
we'll have a procedure.
402.
And I'm not criticizing
367,
that, my question
2639.
more always been is if I'm out on the roads and help somebody
Oh,
and
I need to get this done
gets
before
worried,
the
I
next
don't know,
conversation.
that's not my
it's,
concern.
We
it,
understand,
450.
yes. I mean, we're gonna go,
there's,
2207.
I know.
in the next
and
meeting, we'll go
That'll be good.
physically
I
and
wanna
go
do it
out.
before deer season.
I know
because
this.
that once deer season hits, I can't do
Excuse
anything
me.
for
Or
the-
if I push a pile of ear.
Excuses, excuses.
You're a farmer, you use that one every day.
Next week will be good for me if you guys do
You
it
can
next
go
week.
If it works
all
with you
those
guys, it'd be
what
good
ifs,
to go.
Jesse,
Yeah,
and see if
Yeah.
it
next week starts
there'll be a
raining.
category
Saturday morning.
in which
That's-
you're a good
that's-
Samaritan.
I'm gonna have
Okay.
4 of them there.
And there's a whole
Saturday.
body of law that covers
Just
Good
so you know.
Samaritan acts,
Bring
okay?
that forward.
Then there'll be another body of law that covers individual liabilities,
There's my
actions and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't pretend to
Um,
know
We'll
what
give you
that
a
is.
call,
So,
I'm trying to get it.
and I
we're trying to get it
can't,
lined up.
This week we do not be
for the
I could do it.
We can do it this
What if-
week.
Tomorrow night I can't, but
No.
I'm okay Friday.
What about
The
Friday
best
night?
way, the best
not
way I
raining.
can say to you
Yeah.
is,
Friday night, like,
Friday
You
before,
do-
well, it's gotta be
you're
before
doing
4
it.
o'clock though.
this is how I would govern
I usually
myself.
work early anyway if we're having deer season this week.
My little tractor, my little.
Anytime
I
available
there,
before
I-
4.
I throw it up,
Anytime
stuff,
available,
do
just give me a
stuff
call.
like
Before
that. And somebody plows into it and they wanna sue you,
Short period
get
of
in line,
time.
get a lawyer.
I could probably make an appearance.
Ultimately, that
I
one
didn't
probably end up being
purposely
true.
go about
No,
building
no,
it
this
doesn't.
difficult.
No,
It stays in the wetland.
Yep.
This, this wetland, I'm gonna go get a map.
So,
I'll be right back.
that's how I would,
Yeah.
that's how I did
It's
things.
I gotta look at it.
on
I-
point.
Gotcha.
You wanna-
Well,
full
that's my
review.
whole thing. Yeah, they will.
So where does it
This is
go?
a dead end. It all goes back to this road.
No,
We took that whole wetland plus this.
I don't think Chronic wanted to-
Isn't it?
It
reaches
stay on
back.
this, it stay on this half,
Like you said,
it
From
reach
the
half mile line,
vacation
it
or
stay
gone.
this way.
Does it?
see,
I don't,
no,
No,
This is
it,
all
no,
farm around
this,
there.
but that gets
well,
flooded too.
the
That's
first
the problem, that's why I don't know
place
if we should
no,
go
this
across.
is too,
place we would
no,
go
this is a
is
completely
to
different
reach
contour
right back
over
over to
here.
the county
When you're talking
and
about
find
this
out, just
wetland,
like we did the
it
last
circles
time,
around
where can you
something
help
like
us
this.
in this kind
And
of critical point
this,
that we're at.
Um,
We've got a tractor. We've got
north
a
of
much
80
better
or
blade
so,
than what
could
we
be
had
100
before.
acres in there.
Tractors you put on.
It's farmable, and it's too high, it won't come,
is that a,
it won't go north.
Yeah, they don't want to count it out. They're in cars.
and if it is, what is the
Well, and let's,
hourly?
Okay,
I didn't get
this is
involved
the
in that.
wetland.
I mean,
This is
Ronnie's
the
also
big
in the county too,
This is
so
the-
who even knows, I mean,
This is what we.
that's one of the deals, if it's that bad, I mean,
This
really,
is
most
what
of
we
it,
do.
would get
If
the
they would give you, yeah.
So if you
I mean,
get a
yeah,
culvert
it's just,
across
yeah,
here,
I mean, I guess, yeah, we'd have to have.
go that direction with it or not?
Yeah, we
Yeah, it
can,
could actually go either way.
yes.
I
But
think.
I have to
think
get
just
permission
do a
from
couple
Dave yet,
prudent
he's
things.
looking
I'd
into
love to
it.
have a bid from you.
Cause you have
Right
your
now,
information.
I'd like to know
Yes.
if you got a piece of equipment
Yes.
with a blade on it that can do something on it. So,
The only thing
and that would be, as far as I'm concerned, that would be
And
sufficient.
this is
And then
full,
you-
but you'll be pumping it when
Somebody
it's
else
full.
goes
Where's it
in,
go then?
15 others.
It's
It's
not
gonna
gonna be, it's not gonna be full, he's got this all blocked.
That's
No,
what,
no,
that's what
like this wetland, that's.
So if-
it'll have to
if-
balance-
if-
have to start.
If we get 8 or 10 inches of
All right.
rain, this is full, that's full.
Anything else, Justin?
You have to pump, and you
Anything
pump
else,
it out,
Frank?
that's what I'm worried about.
Where does
It
it
balances,
balance?
no, it balances underneath
Frank,
the
you've
road,
got some.
and all it does is make
Actually,
it bigger on
yes.
the
Okay.
side.
I'll just,
So it
That's
equalizes,
why we
it
talk about it
equalizes
later in
out.
Mhm.
pipeline,
But in all reality,
everything's
we
staked
need,
out.
I have a hard time now because it has the water
All
color.
grass.
Oh, it's
the-
actually
the-
CO2.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It actually has the direction of water, so if the
That's
water
what
is
I'm
actually
saying,
supposed to go
yeah.
this way
Cause they
and
were
up
out
here,
last weekend.
then you're probably okay.
Flagging.
But if you're diverting it
What is
to where
scheduled to start?
it originally wasn't supposed to be, then
You can see this here.
Oh,
It
that's-
leaks over.
I don't have that.
See the direction
Okay,
here?
so-
Yeah, the body goes this way and then down.
Even
That's the way it's.
Yeah,
rated.
let's just
That's what it should
compartmentalize.
Yeah, here's
Is
the,
there-
here's a
is there
picture of the
anything
spring,
else
we have
that
that
is
6.5
not
inch
pipeline
rain.
related.
This
that
is mine.
the two patrons
This
in
is
Summit
Dick's.
Township would
It
like
never
to
went over.
express.
It all held on our property, because if it
Well,
was my
we
pits,
drove that out during
I
the
got
time.
3 million
Yeah,
gallons.
we're
I
gonna
filled them up,
get there.
but then it's spread out in his field and my field. Look at Dick's,
You,
there's
oh,
nothing
for
yet,
the
you had a
minutes.
great crop.
So she
Okay,
tells you to
alright,
pump
okay,
it
fine.
outward.
Alright.
She
That's-
never, she never
that's my
said
whole
where to
thing.
pump it, she never said where to pump it.
so can you just pump it over the two dike?
No,
No, I know, but I'm just, I'm just saying, so it doesn't tell you, it's not worded anywhere.
No, if you wanna read it,
That's what I was.
that makes sense, I mean, that's.
It
No,
doesn't-
the order makes no sense.
It's telling
You
you to
can
pump it
email,
outward,
right?
so it
If
doesn't-
you,
Talk to us
if
about-
you look, if you
Directly.
Would
read,
you be able to email that to one of these guys?
Here's the update.
So we have that.
I can write it down on that paper I gave you.
I could
That's
take-
okay.
I-
Oh, if you just wanna take a picture of it.
If you don't care.
Yeah, take a picture of
If
it.
you, yeah,
There you go,
And
that'd
I'll
be
just
better.
print it off and hold
Yeah.
it.
Which you've already seen.
that'd be great.
And,
Yeah, I don't know, understand why they.
It's
they
my
tell you to pump
understanding
it out.
that when you put water into a wetland conservation project, there's no legality problems there,
construction
that's my
should start
understanding.
in early November.
Pumping it
They
out
will
is
start
another
moving
thing.
the pipeline down in
You can't drain it, but you can pump
and work
water
their way
into
north.
it.
So he isn't exactly sure when they will be getting up
If
to
you
Butler
read the
County,
order in its
but we should see
entirety,
them in the next few months.
it
If
makes
they
no
have any
sense at all.
Questions or concerns, we can call or
It just,
email
it,
him, and I have his phone number. and
So
email.
this is the
And
dilemma
you can
I
either
have.
let me know, and I can contact him,
Well, it's,
or
yeah, kind of nice if they pump it out, but
I
then
can
tell you
give
where.
you the
No.
That's how
contact
you have it.
information.
Dick suggested I go to my
They
pivot.
called me on one piece
In the
of
spring,
land
how you
where
gonna
the
go to the
valves-
pivot?
If the
What type of
probably
Yeah.
uses just water.
It's just gonna go in a circle.
Meaning
Yeah.
on the surface.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
And if you had any.
It's impractical.
Sure.
Well, we'll do what we can do.
Okay, I appreciate
and
it.
if it's unattainable, then you gotta almost go back to the court and say, this is impossible to execute.
They can write it like where?
That'd be great. Give me a
The
call.
earliest I can probably be there is
Okay.
4, but that'd be the
Alright.
earliest, I don't
No,
know.
that's.
Is that okay?
I think I can make 4
Yeah.
o'clock work.
That's-
I'll probably be there for 30 minutes, it shouldn't take longer than that anyway.
Those guys are engaged in something vigorous over there. Shane, can we go to 6C here and talk to you about the machine, the truck, the tractor?
I got about 11 hours on change oil again.
Okay, we'll plan on that, and we're gonna probably
Okay.
go on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
We'll get on to you next Friday. Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, thanks, guys.
We'll have inundation or somebody, I'll have a call you or somebody,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, like 3 or something, make sure everything's still good in case something.
Tractor,
That's
it's
fine.
going to bring back on, cause
Probably just meet on the hill there.
shallow is coming and I can get across.
Yeah.
A lot more
Just
area.
meet on the hill.
Okay.
Alright,
Thanks, guys.
alright, thank you.
So I did that,
Yep.
and then,
Yeah.
I'll
Yep,
try
see you.
to probably go out with it tomorrow and try to put some gravel in the back for the weekend, it's probably gonna rain. I don't wanna, with that bid system we got, it's nice, but I don't wanna get, it's a little bit more aggressive, with moisture coming, I don't wanna, get it real loose and
Which tells me you've learned how to finesse this
And if it
lake
don't
system.
rain, then if I go with the tractor and groom, then it dries the road out, and then when I go to move the windrow, then it works better,
And you learn- So you're still impressed with the bid system?
Yeah, no, I'm still like it, that's good. I
I kinda am, you had everything passed?
For tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, everything
Sounds like noon
Well,
on Friday.
this is-
Misty and dreary.
You're missing it.
So hopefully I'll get-
I'm missing what?
get that
You're missing
tomorrow.
being up there, aren't you?
Alright.
No,
But
no,
everything else,
but
everything's running good.
you can't,
Good shape.
you can't do what they wanna do. They're gonna have a lawsuit because Dick's gonna turn around and sue, because you guys are
All
gonna
right,
pump some water
stay
out.
here with some
If
chains.
you let it ride, the township's
The
gonna
diamond
sue.
chains?
Yeah,
Did you?
I know, and that, I've been, like I said, I've been here a long time, and that has never
We
drained.
don't have to fill
Never
out a
ever
deal
drained.
for 'em.
It drains that we
Or
farmed
they
on the
sell to the
south
state,
side of that,
he
and it
goes,
all
"You
drains
to the
back to
state,"
that,
and he'll have our
four corner section,
So
Ossentowski,
he goes, "You
on
can-
both sides,
if you send me
because
a
Bruce
deal,
Farm
we'll fill out
does.
that we're- you know, that's, you know, example, all that." He goes,
an
"No."
Ireland farm,
Because I
and
can go right to the
it
state
was on
website.
Dix in the backside there, and Fendrick leveled it to shove it all that way.
Take care of it right there.
And if you start pumping it up there, you're gonna be up for.
So he has a court
Lincoln
order,
Road.
What's that?
he has a court order to pump it out.
It's Mitchell.
So where's he pumping?
What do
it?
we-
Yeah, where do you pump it to?
Right, that's what we wanna know.
Yeah, you gotta find out where to pump it,
That's
you
what
can't
the
pump it
judge
to somebody
said.
else.
That's right there, and he's ordered to pump it out,
Well, then.
but it doesn't say where to pump
And
it.
they'll deliver.
That's why we were gonna look into that part of it.
Yeah, you gotta look at that, 'cause you can't even pump it anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, cause
That's what I mean.
he's saying you pump it down that ditch, and it's gonna go into Devish, and I don't even been to Devish, it's gonna go there, and it's gonna back up into Dix.
That's what I was trying to.
It's gonna fill that bottom.
Yeah, that's what.
And that's what Jason said, it's gonna get bigger.
Yep.
Well, when it gets bigger, where's
They'll be on Dix.
That'd be great.
Yo,
Yeah,
and
they're gonna have issues.
Like one of us.
And every landowner
We're
in
gonna
Goya,
have this issue with
if you
the
change
forest.
the water, every landowner downstream that it affects, you have to have permission from them, you can't do it.
Right. But see, it won't affect anybody, because it's not going, once it gets into Devish or Dix, it don't go anywhere. That's it. They don't ever get out of it. Yeah, no, it don't go anywhere. If it fills up, it's gonna have to go clear on to Nick and Joe Schmidt's, which they did lose some ground, but it's never gone anywhere. That is a landlocked
But I
piece
know,
of ground.
Chris Crowe-
That's all landlocked.
City,
There's
city.
no way to get out.
Right,
He
that's why
switched
we,
from
did
Skylar
what we
to
did.
him, he did the change of chief.
We're gonna go look at it.
And he goes, I mean, they're basically the same grade, but he goes, they're just.
I agree
cheaper.
100%.
I mean, you know, and he's a quite.
Look into it, yeah.
So we
I don't, I can't
questions,
visualize
No.
it, so I gotta.
Oh, yeah, it's been ever since they bought it, it's been an issue, because that ground has been saturated and soaked and
He's gonna send me
wet, but
a
he
bill
tried
on
to level it, and they pushed it all to the west, and now, that's why they put up the deal, because he shoved it all on him, because there was pots on top of it.
Moves
Yeah,
all the time,
that's
so where it goes
And
all the way
he's
around.
running that water
He was at my dinner.
out of that pump on the corner of 36th and J, and it's going down ditch, and it's eroding that ditch.
You have a.
All the way down, you know, we get a wet year, it erodes that ditch,
I
I
got
got
more
more
deeper.
deeper.
I'm gonna look at.
And that bottom there on Greenhouse, then they get flooded down there, which I don't know how you can do legally.
Oh, sure.
But
I don't,
change
I,
the look if there's a better system to.
we got, you know,
Nice.
we got old
You
business,
can put a round deal in
would
the middle,
be snow
and then
removal
like take a,
cans.
like a spring and go, you know, every which direction and keep it tight all the time. But I don't know if they make it, anything.
We're-
It seems
we're
like I've
ready.
seen it, I don't know.
Sweet, we're ready.
You guys ready?
Yep, we're good. So we're set, Charlie.
One thing we have is, old business was snow removal bids, do you guys, we had that one from Kiwanis, do you guys have?
And we've got one from Pat, and, there may be others that will come in. All right.
A discussion on we have that tractor with a dozer blade on it and the maintainer. Can that tractor, that John Deere, can that sit in Olive Township for winter with if we had an operator for it?
Well, I
For
mean,
something to have on both sides of the.
yeah, we could, I mean, I got that Doug Rezacek over here that helped me last winter, maybe he lives out there on the Sprite. But, I mean, yeah, I suppose it's up to you guys, but I mean,
I just bring it
if
up.
you found somebody.
Trying to think of everything
Yeah.
possible for
Yeah.
fastest snow removal.
I mean, that's what it always worked out when Marv was running it, it sat at Marv's house, and then Marv just left from his place, and usually he would go down 34 to date, past Klosterman's, then usually I would send him up around you guys, and then he'd come back, and then or he would come this way, or first he would come this way is what he would do, we'd meet, like, probably at Bob Jones's, then he'd turn around, go back that way, and then I'd go back to the highway. But that was before we had fairgrounds and that too, so. And last winter, all we had is that great big snow, we never really had just a normal snow to try to figure out a route that was gonna work the best,
I'm just throwing ideas.
Yeah, no,
out there,
yeah.
so I'm trying to think of everything possibility, right, wrong, or otherwise.
Yep.
So, something to think about anyway.
Yeah, no.
I guess, I'm just thinking like in the case of a bad storm, which ain't often as we know, but it happens, like, we can start, like, both sides of the
Yeah.
you know?
So,
And
yeah,
start going, you know?
certainly.
So, anyway, I found a place to park it, if we agree on that or not, okay? So we have a place to park it.
I don't think, Charlie, I'm not gonna disagree with that, that just makes sense. The hardware needs to be strategically placed to maximize its effect when it hits and starts, okay? It's just where we're at. So if you got a place that's there, now, we've always hired Resnicek to run it, so there would be the issue of him getting to where you've got it.
Yeah,
versus-
I gotta think about more, I mean, I'm bringing this up right
Gotcha.
now, obviously, I can't come up with all the answers in 5 seconds, but I'm just trying to
find
think big
something over
ideas.
there that would be right there to jump at the go.
If someone was handy right there, that could jump in and say, you know, within a phone call, within, I don't know, close a mile or two, wherever, from wherever that tractor is parked, say, go. You know, Shane says go, or the board says go, let's go.
Yeah,
You know.
we'd have to have them cleared with insurance, that's what we do with Resnick Check.
Right, yeah, they just gotta be on our payroll.
We
Just
we
gotta
just
get
had to
the
have them
driver's
clear that
license.
they could,
Yeah,
Insurance, to take
Insurance,
the
yeah.
we just run,
Put 'em on.
we just do the due diligence
Yeah.
to ensure that
Yeah,
they're
just put them on payroll, then they're covered under it.
yeah, as long as it could be plugged in, yeah.
That's something to, just like I said.
Think
bring
about,
up.
yeah.
Absolutely.
We can work out the details,
Yeah.
whatever.
I guess I got a question, where's it gonna sit at?
And close to us, on someone's yard. Not close to us, about 4 miles away. And it would not be parked inside, I mean, just so we're clear
Which it
on
wasn't,
that.
it wasn't at Marv's either. And here I just did it because I got a shop right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
I parked it in for Doug, so when he come, it was just, he could get in. I mean, I had it plugged in it. I mean, my shop wasn't heated, but it was still 30 something, you know, I mean, it was better than just sitting
Yeah.
out in the cold, especially when it was like last year when it was 41 below zero.
Yeah.
Charlie, my gut says in that is that we'd be a couple of days out and people would start building an attitude and an idea of, is this time to move the tractor kind of thing. So I would just say to you, if you've got a place to park it and you've got a driver and we're coalescing around that being a good idea, talk to Shane, you know, and the thing on your part would be, let's find the person and do the requisite bit of background stuff to ensure that we don't have an issue there, okay?
I mean, if we agree, I can look and
Oh,
try to nail somebody down and get all that done, so when and if that time comes, we can just be like that, and
Right.
everybody's covered under insurance, and,
Right.
and, you know, the payroll, the stuff's turned into more of for payroll, or, you know, for paying somebody, whatever.
Right.
We usually did like, that was, bar was considered contract labor. We
Okay,
didn't do payroll,
you just did
we
contract
just did
labor.
contract labor.
Is there a dollar amount you can do on that, up to a certain amount, or don't know?
I have no idea,
Automatic
we
to
were
pay.
never called out on it by Moravetz's.
You know,
They
That's-
never told us that we had a limit or
Yeah, we
anything.
just,
So you just wrote him a check?
yeah, he
Yeah,
gave us,
that's right.
he gave me the
Contract
hours and
labor.
I'd bring him to the meeting.
Once a month,
Yeah.
yeah, once a month.
And then we gave him, where he plugged it in there, we gave him a little bit of, we
So
figured out
if it's
what,
contract labor, then they need to carry their own insurance in, correct?
no, cause
I
he
mean,
was
we had him
still,
under our
he was
insurance.
still under our insurance.
Not for the
Okay.
Cause he's
contract
driving,
labor.
he's driving RDO, he's just not a full-time employee, he's like a part-time employee.
So he's got a fixed hourly rate, and he's agreed, or
What is
she
he
has
paid,
agreed.
just so we get close to, you know? like-
We gave him 20 an hour.
Okay, cool. We'll put it on your, bring it up in December, maybe you'll have it, put together.
And
Okay.
See what we can do.
All right, cool.
Well, I had another one on here, in case you guys didn't wanna do move a tractor, okay, I had another one just in case, plan B, would be renting a motor grader for Olive Township over the winter, to ensure that snow removal's done.
Charlie, my initial reaction to that is
I seen
this.
the bullshit.
No, it was.
But I'm thinking every avenue is what I'm throwing out there, but that was in case the tractor, you know, like, you didn't wanna give it up.
just give me a moment. So I'm reacting initially here. My two fellow board members can certainly, my reaction to that would be, if Olive Township said, we're going to rent a motor grader with a snowplow on it and park it over here, do that, okay? I don't wanna pay for that. We have a tractor, okay, that we jointly own. But if you wanna do that, and you feel that that's a good thing to, by all means, go do that. You got the funds, it's yours to manage. That's my reaction back to that idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't squabble over it, or, you know.
Okay.
That's between you and your constituents.
The question is, who gets in there and runs it?
Absolutely.
Hire somebody, try and find a good grader operator. You can find anybody, but to find somebody to run a grader, that's a different story.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot to it, and you're gonna take taxpayers' dollars, and you're gonna set a grader there and rent it, and it might not even snow. And the taxpayers pay for that.
But to your question, Charlie, I don't think this board has any dog in that particular fight or idea. And if that's what you'd like to do, that's very similar to Greg sitting over here saying, well, can I put in a bid for snow removal in Summit Township? Amen. It doesn't mean that that bid is something that Olive is going to get engaged in. We're the ones that are going to enter into that. So that's just how we're going about trying to do some of this.
I guess, with that said, I mean, cause I started with Carvonics, you remember, and then
Sure.
factor and then I went to motor grader, so obviously I'm just thinking every single thing around the whole thing, okay? Hiring someone from the outside in, such as Carvonics or Pat or whoever,
Right.
you know, whatever. Did we decide is wherever they work, is that split between both townships' money? Or is it up to that township, you guys hire whoever?
Well,
we
so
hire?
like, I was.
You know what I mean, like, where did that land? I don't remember.
I just assumed that since you got the Carvonic bid and didn't share it with us at first, I just assumed you were getting it for Olive, okay?
Oh.
And then Pat gave us a bid, and so we just considered Pat's bid for Summit.
Right.
Okay, I assumed it
And
all
which-
as,
which-
I assumed
which
it all
might-
as,
Whoever uses, you know, you pay for your own extra help.
Yep.
okay.
Which
I
might-
assumed it the opposite is how I assumed it, but
Which,
it wasn't, we don't have a cut and dry, that's why I'm asking, okay? I assumed that one maintainer, such as Shane, and splitting all expenses, and if we need help, last year Pat helped us and we both paid for it. So why would it be different this year then? Last year, you
well,
guys
last
paid
year was,
and we
last year
paid.
was a
You
kind of
didn't
an
have a
emergency.
plan. I mean, it's just-
Right, and that's what,
Yeah.
we.
So,
try
I
to
just
figure out-
assumed it was the same as last year, I guess, maybe it's wrong.
And that was actually the first time we ever had to do that. I mean, that's how rare it is. I mean, that is the first time.
Yeah.
So from here on out though, we'll pay, if we have a contractor help us, we'll pay them. If they're in Summit, you guys will pay them.
I would think, would that be fair?
I think so.
Sure.
I just.
Yeah, that would probably be,
So
even,
we
even,
don't-
even if Carvani's come over here, just tell them, okay, once you cross this road, or if Pat helped, would happen to help Bill over in Olive, just keep a log for that Olive and keep a log for Summit, and then just each town pay for their own. Cause who knows, maybe over here, maybe he'll do 30 hours worth
Yeah.
of pushing, and in Olive, he might only do 10, well, then this way it's equaled out.
I think that's.
That's why I'm asking, so we know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's an
I guess I
event.
just assumed it that way, so I don't know, you know.
Because
Last year we were under a situation, 2 back-to-back snow, you know, blizzards, extreme bad weather. We just did what we had to do.
Yep.
You know, and we split the cost. Yeah.
Cool.
But we were trying to put together a plan, I guess, so this is, yeah, it's a good talk, yeah.
Excellent.
Have anything else for you guys, do you have?
And Shane, you.
Just, we, the grader and everything's running good, tractor and everything's ready, I mean, everything's in good shape right now, so. I'm gonna change oil next week, just about 11 hours, I was telling them I'm gonna take the groom out tomorrow, try to fix up, I don't wanna get too aggressive with the maintainer, cause they're talking more moisture to come in, And with that bid system we got on there, I don't wanna get too, because, it'd be different if the days were longer and we had warmer weather, but right now it's cooler and that, so I'm gonna take the groove and just kinda put some gravel back, just kinda hit the main drags and get us through the weekend, and hopefully next week the weather straightens out. And if it don't rain, that groom it dries the road out, and then when you come back with the maintainer, if the windrow's got a little bit of moisture in it, it blends better, it'll work better, it just don't drag all the gravel off it, and so. But,
Excellent.
Together,
Okay, I had one on ours together, and that was our discussion about our interlocal agreement is going to expire in next June. And so I'll be right up front, I was hearing different items that Olive wanted to go out on its own, so I'm putting it out there. We need to, that's like 6 months away. If you guys are deciding to go on your own, I mean, we need to start discussing it.
Right.
I mean, so I can't say if it was from good sources or not good sources, but I just thought we need to get on the agenda. We're close to it expiring next year. Let's discuss it, because we're gonna have to buy each other out if we do that. So I just wondered what your idea was on the interlocal agreement.
Can I put a pause here? Now, the reason there's an executive session at the bottom of our agenda here tonight is to have that kind of contractual kind of discussion and whatnot, because there's a shared employee. So if you've got to have if we're going to have a discussion on this, other than Frank bringing it to your attention and it stops right there, it stops right there, then I would propose that we table it and go into executive session so that we can talk about all the ramifications. All right, and that's what executive sessions are set up for, and we have it on the bottom of our agenda, and you certainly can add it to yours. You don't have to have it. I'm just saying we have put it on there so that we can do that this evening. If you want to do that, then that's what will happen here. We'll adjourn the regular meeting, or maybe we'll stop the discussion on the regular stuff, go into executive session, and then we'll pick this up. So.
Yeah, we gotta discuss it too, yeah, and we can talk about it, I don't care, it don't matter to me. I mean, or we can talk about it next meeting too, I don't care.
Charlie, we need to do it in an executive session. There's a full-time employee involved, that's where it's gotta be done. So I'm steering you to that without being blunt, telling you that's what we gotta do. And so if you wanna do it this evening, we can start the discussion this evening and kick it off.
Can I think about it and we do the executive session the next meeting?
Oh, certainly.
That's why I brought it up, because, because the time frame, all of a sudden June will be here.
Yeah, right.
And we all get busy farming and other stuff, and, we need to discuss it in the winter time.
Yeah. So if you guys are okay with that, let me think about it, I don't know,
Perfectly
just wanna
fine,
think
Charlie.
about it, and then
Perfectly
next time
fine.
we'll put it on the executive meeting or whatever.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen. All right, good enough.
And then we had one under, you can go with new business, right? But
Yeah.
it would probably, it kind of also concerns you guys a little bit if you want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a phone call I got today. Okay, so we're on new business then?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
like,
yeah, go.
so usually I don't take strange numbers, okay, but, I was in the mood today that, okay, what are they gonna sell me, okay? I'll take this, it's a Lincoln number. I took it, and it was the Nebraska State Auditor. And I made sure he was legit, okay, and everything. I don't know if you were aware, but every township does an audit waiver, okay? If you get an audit waiver, he explained, Morves's was doing this for us. He wanted certain receipts from us, okay? And we supplied them receipts. And he called today, and I recognized the name because everything was being done email mostly, right? Have you guys talked to anybody?
No.
Okay, first personal contact, okay? So today, he says, the reason I'm calling is, he said, because all I need is an explanation, just a verbal explanation And he says, if you can give me that, he says, I'm not asking for any personal, you didn't ask any personal information from me, no personal information on the township. He said, if you can give that to me, that would help me out. And so I brought it up to him, I said, so I recognize your name from the More Vince's emails. And he said, yeah, and I said, I will try to answer what you need to know, okay? And so he said, this is the question I got. He says, why we were requesting certain receipts is if we get complaints for your township. So evidently, our township has been getting complaints, okay? To the auditor. Somebody complained to the auditor that we overpaid for our pickup purchase. He said, I did some investigating into it. He says, I looked up blue values. He said, it did seem like you probably paid a little more than you probably should have. All I need, can you give me an explanation of why you would have did that? And so I told him, I says, well, I says, if you're aware of looking for a 3/4 ton pickup, they're pretty hard to find, good ones. And I says, we had it out to dealerships, Shane was looking for one. I said, we weren't coming across nothing, we ran across this one. I said, yes, it was probably priced on the high end. I said, it came with a snow blade. I said, the suspension was set up for the snow blade. It came with the controls for the snow blade. I said, and it truly was a low mileage. I said, I've looked at low mileage pickups, and they looked like they had 100,000 miles on them, you know. I said, it was a nice looking pickup. And I says, we had a new utility bed put on it, and warning lights put on it. I said, so that was all in the thing, and I says, and we weren't trading our pickup. I said, we still had that to sell to go against this new pickup. And he says, oh. He said, basically, that's all I needed, was just an explanation of why you guys, he said, it looked like you might have paid a little more, but he says, that's fine, that's all I needed was an explanation. And I said, so can I ask some questions of you? And he says, of course. He was a very cordial guy, easy to talk to. I said, so then you asked, he asked us for the sales receipt for our old pickup prior, right? Yeah, we sent him that, or more Betsy's did. And I said, so you see that we got really pretty good money for that old pickup. And he says, yeah, I did notice that. I said, so that money was put against the new pickup. And he said, but we didn't get a complaint that we got too much for our old pickup, did we? he chuckled, you know, because no, that's fine. No. He said, I says, okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, I said, our next thing we had to come up with was our minutes from the meeting of when we changed our board fee to $150 a month, which was 2 years ago, right, or something like that. Okay. And so I said, so evidently somebody thought we were making too much money on this board or something. And he just goes, no, he said, I just needed to look at when it was changed because it has to be changed to the annual meeting, which we did.
That's right.
And I says, well, and so that's all okay? He says, that's all okay. And I says, if you noticed, I said, our secretary does an excellent job with minutes. I said, everything is in there is correct. And Lori, he goes like, I was very impressed with your minutes. He said, I have received minutes from townships on Post-it notes. And so like, maybe you're overdoing it. Maybe we should just do Post-it notes, throw them in a box, and then hand it to them if you get out of it, right? And so then I go like, okay, so like I says, I have a third thing that I can address that. I said, you have our file in front of us. Yep. I said, so it was also brought up, and I think it was Charlie, you brought up if it was legal for us to give Shane gas money. I told him, I said, I looked into it, I said it was legal, but we were recommended to go to a log and pay mileage. And I said, if you need the minutes from the next meeting, we actually passed that. We went to a log for mileage, and we're not gonna do the fuel thing. And he says, no, that's all fine. He says, we're fine with that then. And I says, well, that was the three things. I says, if there's any more complaints, I said, you answered my questions. I said, call me or text me, if sometimes I don't hear it, text me. I says, I will get you any receipts you got, but I says, I will guarantee you this. I said, you can spend as much time as you want to auditing us and ask for any receipt. I said, the three of us on this board have never taken one dime from the township. I says, you will not find anything, but give it your best. And he kind of chuckled and he says, okay. And I says, how long will this last? He says, I don't know. So I don't know if that depends if we get any more complaints. Or, I don't know what it's based off. He wouldn't go into that. But he says, we will eventually then approve it, the audit waiver. The only good thing about it is, we're getting our books audited free of charge by the state of Nebraska. We don't have to pay more if it's just audited.
That's true.
Right? So that's, other than the headache we got dealing with them.
Piece of cake, right?
That's,
Thank you,
so
Frank.
I just wanted to share that with you guys
Thank you.
too.
Thank you a lot.
So, because I don't think you're being affected because you just pay us.
Right.
So they're looking for receipts. You guys don't have the receipts, we have the receipts.
Right.
The only thing, and we discussed with Shane, is our Deborah receipts, we will have to pay more attention to this.
Yeah.
You know, it was for a little bit
I
of
got-
grease or a
Well,
pliers or
no, the big one was, when I was-
Reggie's.
this spring when I was hauling diesel, or gravel, when I left town, I needed diesel fuel, well, both pumps were occupied here. I'm like, well, I got enough, I mean, I'll be close. Well, then I just had to haul a few extra loads while I was turning and going down Bellwood, because I was going to Olive, so I just pulled into 7 Mile and used the debit card and fueled up. Well, and I never thought of it, you know, I mean, I said, well, it's on the debit card, they know. I mean, he's got he gets a statement every month. Well, I never thought about it, well, I put the receipt, probably threw it in my pickup, it's probably, and never thought none of it. Well, then they wanted a receipt, so we had to go back to Reggie's and they found it and then they wrote us a receipt.
Okay.
But see, what threw it is because it says Reggie's Steakhouse.
Yeah,
And it doesn't say,
Oh,
it doesn't say
yeah.
convenience.
They don't
Why,
have-
why did you spend $200 some at a steakhouse? You know, that was what threw that.
that was his question, yeah, was.
That makes a great question.
Yeah.
So if I do get fuel there, I'll make sure
we will
definitely
even put down
get it and have, make sure it says,
Reggie's something,
fuel on it.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't think about it. I know,
Um,
one thing, and now that I got brought up, Reggie's Steakhouse, and I don't think this is correct, but I'm only like 90% sure. But we've had a few charges, which it's minor, I don't care, but you're talking about audits, so I don't know how serious they take it, like to a restaurant, okay? I don't think that's right. I don't think anyone here, whoever has a debit card, can just charge at a restaurant. I mean, it's $20, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But in an audit, I'm just warning you, maybe don't do that. You know?
That actually never came up.
Okay.
He
But I-
never even,
But I don't think it's right, and he's probably gonna bring it up, but I still don't think it's right. In an audit.
I know like one time me and Frank were running errands and,
Yeah.
when we got the pickup.
yeah.
We went to Runza and we used it, and then one time when me and Pat went, we
Yeah.
used it when
We
we
did
were
it- we
doing,
did it twice.
errands for
I mean,
the township.
I guess I'm just saying for,
Yeah.
you're good, everybody said, I mean, I don't think
So
it's for
Charlie-
$20 worth to get audit trouble,
Right.
you know?
So,
No, that wasn't the trouble.
No, I'm saying
The
just in
audit
case,
trouble
I'm-
was because somebody complained.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
You
just
know,
saying down the road.
You called and asked
Talk
about
yeah,
the fuel.
whatever.
Somebody else complained about that we paid too much for the pickup. He said, these are complaints. He said, I follow up on complaints. So somebody actually complained.
And I'll tell you right now, this guy's out to make a name for himself.
No, I mean, he was really-
No, well, but he is though. He is, if you go back and look at his record, he's out, with watching. It might be.
oh, you're talking about the audit?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Fully,
Well, that
yeah,
could be,
Yeah.
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 So Charlie, let me ask you a bigger question, or following your train of thought. That same debit card in your possession will work as well as it does in mine or Jeremy's or whatever, okay? And if you're in a circumstance which was just described, would you prefer to say, I need to eat, I want to eat, I've been out, this is all day, this is township business that I'm on here, and it's where I'm at. Would you rather pay for it on your own credit card and then submit a receipt and get reimbursed to cover the charge, or would you just use, so I'm asking you.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you right now, I'm not 100%, I told him 90%, so I'd have to really dig into it to find out the regulations.
Yeah, well, I
I
wouldn't call
don't-
the auditor on that regulation.
You can ask an
I'd
auditor
appreciate
what they
that.
do it.
I
I'm
would
just
appreciate
saying,
you not calling the auditor.
Personally, I would say pay for it. If it's
I mean,
government
I mean-
related, which is township is
I mean, if we
government
were
funded,
talking, we were eating
I'd
out
say
all
you-
the time on
you
the
pay for it out of your
townships,
pocket.
you know?
you either submit a
But
receipt or don't
The
submit
state
a
auditor is
receipt.
probably not gonna care if it's every day, you know, one time is probably too much if it.
Right.
is-
No,
I
it
was
was- it
looking for
wasn't too
clarification for
He
your
never
point, like
asked
that
for
way.
receipts.
I would just,
for
if
that.
it was me and I
It
was
was
going
not
around,
too much.
I would just
Well,
buy
you
a
say it
10 or
was.
15
It was the
dollar meal
$200
myself and not
one.
worry about
That
it.
was-
But-
Whether you're hungry or not, or if you know you're gonna be out on township business
Gotcha.
all day, we're adults, pack your lunch then. Or buy your own
That's,
food.
that's fine.
I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't
No,
care about
no,
$20, I'm talking about in an audit situation, I don't care, I do not care. I'm just trying to save trouble.
Right, and you and I are on the same page as not worrying about a $20 thing. I was more learning more about how you think, how.
I don't think the township is gonna buy us food.
Okay.
Legally, I don't care if it's food for $20, I'm just talking about legally, not my opinion.
There you go, there you go.
Not
I got it.
it's just legal.
I understand, I
Well,
understand the motivation.
in my opinion is, we will not charge any food because I don't want you to call the auditor to ask him if this is legal, because then we're gonna get it audited for if we bought any freaking food.
Did you buy a McDonald's
Jesus
burger?
Christ. I mean,
All right,
I
we're
mean,
done.
because anybody calls the auditor, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
No,
And you know, we haven't been enjoying this. This hasn't been fun.
no, and that's why I brought it up to
So
you guys
why
about
would you
that.
call the auditor to find out if it's legal to take off a noon lunch? I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
I ain't saying, I called that one time to find out the correct way to do Shane. And the only reason I would do that is to prevent trouble.
But that was a
But
red
that's where the
flag.
red
And
flag
is that
got.
what caused it?
That,
Yeah.
exactly,
That-
that's exactly
that
right,
was
that's
the
what
red
caused the red
I
flag.
didn't even, I said
Don't
in
matter.
the, I said in the, but whatever, I called, so that probably brought it
Yeah,
up.
it throws a red flag, you do not call the auditor, you
Yep.
ask somebody
Yep.
that's in, a lawyer or something, but don't call the auditor, cause that just throws a red flag.
Sorry guys, all that's my fault.
No,
Well, no, somebody
okay,
also,
Charlie.
somebody also complained about the pickup, so.
it's
somebody
okay.
else complained.
It-
And somebody complained about the board fees, so. We had he said we had 3 complaints, so.
So he called mine a complaint?
That's a, well, it's
When they get-
an inquiry.
Oh yeah, they don't know it was me.
No.
I guess they could be anybody calling.
Inquiry, I guess, an inquiry, yeah. An inquiry into how a township is spending money. And so that would have been an inquiry, oh, they're spending money on fuel for a personal vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just trying to.
But you're not alone, there was 2 other ones, and he said he can't give names out. I says, no.
No, he can, because I had that issue brought up too. It's a public deal, and I was called to the mat by FCC that I was illegally purchasing grain and reselling it when I had my trucking business. And the guy said, I cannot give the name out to you who it is. And I said, yeah, you will, because this is public. And I said, my lawyer will be contacting you and they'll get a hold of it. No, he said, I'll give it to you, it was Randy Robeson. Yes, exactly. It's public. This is all public, so it is legal.
So I can, if he
Yeah,
calls
you
again, I
can
can
push
ask
this, you
him.
can push it to the carpet and find out who did it.
Because on the town board, we had the same thing, we got audited, and, we asked, and he said, well, we don't like to say, and then
But,
we said, then our lawyer's gonna get
Exactly.
get a hold of it, and then he said that he told
yep,
us.
I
Which
told
we knew
that,
who it was, but.
I told that
We just
auditor
wouldn't
from the
have it in
state,
our
I said,
file.
you're gonna get a lawyer calling you then, because that's public record. Just like all this is public record. So you
Okay.
can find out who,
Okay, so
Yeah.
if I have to call, if he calls again, then I will.
yep,
I can
call
ask
them and
him.
tell them, say, hey,
You
this
can
is
just
public.
tell him who, you can just tell him it was me.
We're not, that can of worms
No,
closed,
we're
Charlie, we're done,
Yeah, close that one.
we're done. All right, okay. Thank you, Frank, that was excellent. So, let's turn our attention back to that contract. You met with the lawyer,
Oh, no, I just called it.
right, well, that's a
Yeah.
meeting.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was just brief. All I was concerned about was with our agreement, who's liable if he messes that road up.
So we're talking about the.
This is
the
our,
private agreement
have a-
that we're having
with a road.
with the road up here
Oh.
on C Road, where you don't know anything about it. So if you're trying to puzzle out, does this have, it doesn't have a thing to do with you in that sense. So we've drafted an agreement between the township and that person defining where our responsibility stops and their responsibility starts, and who's liable in those kinds of areas. And Frank wanted clarification, and he got clarification, and that's what he's fixing to explain to us here.
Yeah.
So we're,
We done, we're done with our, you
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we can do Phil.
So on
Yeah.
that finger, that guy that was here with the deal.
What he
so,
told me was that, he said the way it's
I would definitely
written,
talk to Randy.
that there was
Because,
that
because I can see
one
what's
line
gonna
in
happen.
there about liability.
They're gonna do that.
The liability
Dale's
then
wanna sue
falls on
Schmidt,
him,
Joe Schmidt Farm, I don't know if they own
because
it, but they
he's
farm the other side.
taking care of that.
In North.
okay.
He
of
said
that-
it
of that flat
would
line.
be very wise
Of that flat
to
line.
put up
Okay,
a
yes,
sign
yes.
And so, you know,
that
that
this
gets
is
figured,
no
you know,
longer
whatever.
Team Pass's
But,
point
the other thing you
from
gotta,
Summit Township, or
the
by
other
the
thing you gotta watch
township.
for is pretty
He put up
soon,
a private
Jeff's been
sign,
begging to
right?
put a culvert across
Okay,
the
he
road
said-
to drain that.
Yeah, and
then
he
that guy,
said it would be wise for us
to
to
the north of Judd,
get a
wants
sign
that to go in.
made that says
Judd
Yeah.
was,
no longer maintained by the
that either was
township
gonna
beyond
go to
this
court,
point or
he did go
something.
to court also.
And
That he wants that culvert.
other
put
thing he
across.
said would
They
be
back
to
water
take that
up on him.
agreement
Yeah.
to
See, the
our
water doesn't back up on him,
insurance.
cause his water flows,
And tell
when
him
it gets
this
high
is
enough,
the
it
deal,
flows across
because
the
he
road
said if
into,
something happens,
into
the insurance
this
company
guy.
will like,
Yeah.
well, why didn't you tell
So-
us you had an agreement like this?
So, I mean,
And
it's,
so he said,
it-
that's
when you start
so
messing
those are
with
two
water,
things you do.
I mean,
He said the
it's-
contract
I know the worst thing is like when
to,
you,
the liability would be on him because he's
I
making
mean,
it.
Because that's a wetland.
Yeah. Well, if
So
there
they
was a,
don't
if
have
there
to
was a
change
legal
any
water, I
wording.
mean,
No.
it probably was never
Well,
Well,
registered.
and he said,
So that's probably why they.
I said about the date,
But if
he
he's
said
filling
that's
in,
gonna fall into
you go out
November.
here in the field,
And he says,
Put 10
it's
loads of dirt
truly
in a
legal,
wetland.
right, to
Dog
bust
can't.
out of
they'll,
the
they'll
line,
be out, you
wet
gotta dig a
right,
thing
Yeah.
out.
above it,
So, I mean,
and sign the
I mean,
document.
it's just something to keep in mind when you go do it.
Yeah.
Cause I'll guarantee you, Randy, one thing Randy's doing, which I don't do, is cause he does.
Well, then we
all
probably-
back on fairgrounds.
Yeah,
He'll be
well,
like,
county could,
Cause if you
county
look
said
down
they
the
were
road
gonna
from
do
here,
it, so
that.
They may
it's
still
just-
the minute the
it's
county
just
comes
one
in,
of these times we're gonna have to take
Then
some
it
of the
changes.
pumps
Then
on
it
his ground.
It changes everything, Judge.
yeah.
The pumps on his ground.
Because the
they should
county-
never let him put
The
that.
county will have to move the road up
The
to
county
a
will.
classification.
All of them.
It's no longer a private lane,
The county.
it's now a public
And that-
throughway.
Well, that'd be a major project on the
And
east
then
side.
the other thing is with him,
Road.
if we do let him do it, then ask him to move his damn bales along the
Okay.
fairgrounds. Because that's just gonna be a
Okay.
total drift.
Cool. Well,
Cause that's what he did last year and it was a pain in the ass.
Is that agreement
But
here
anyway,
or?
but that's something
Yes.
I'd watch. I mean,
Well,
I definitely
well,
talked to Randy,
no,
cause Randy
it's
ain't
on
gonna
my
want.
copy
I
of
didn't know
it.
that.
Oh, okay.
Pumps on
Sorry.
his, I mean, you
Alright,
don't
so
like that
what we'll
pumping
do-
water down the road
what
ditch,
we'll
cause it keeps
do-
the ditch wet.
I wanna know what the judgment.
Yeah.
And he has his orders.
Who's responsible for that judgment?
What we'll do,
oh, yeah, you know,
Where's he supposed to?
Maybe he needs to talk to Dale and run a pipe through him and pump it right into the
Word,
well.
I can print it off.
ready to wear.
Run
Yeah,
a pipe
uh,
through Dale and go right into the wetland.
I don't think,
Into the,
Unless-
you know, from
unless
his
there's
pit
some
through Dale
urgency,
into the, and not even
we're
go.
gonna make, we'll sign it.
Go across
We'll
the
take a
hills,
vote and we'll sign it at the next
come
meeting.
down the ditch, or run
That's
down.
fine.
Cause Dale don't
So-
come across.
That's it. Dale,
I-
when
I-
he has him there.
Oh, not just Dale, I meant Schmidt.
Oh,
I mean, he should go across Schmidt.
Yeah, no.
Because, you know, where they're gonna come out, that's the highest point.
Sure.
So they're gonna have to go,
When you guys get it.
yeah, then they're gonna have to go
Sign.
underneath, Schmidt's
So
driveway
somebody
and then go into
plows
that
up into
ditch.
my stuff,
So, I mean, that's,
you know.
it's something you can't work, I mean, it's up to you guys, I don't, I mean, it don't make any difference.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah, that road's hard enough to keep water off of it anyway,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't
So-
know, if we had another giant gallons.
I left mine on my.
That's what I
And-
said.
Sorry,
Well, you like
So-
you said, it's
What
gonna
I'm gonna
make the
do
wetlands bigger.
is, I'm gonna make a motion that we
And
sign
then
the
Randy
agreement
told me
at the
every time
December
you change
meeting.
water going downhill,
Okay,
you have to
And-
all the way
and
to where
put it
it's
in
gonna end,
force
all the
starting
lines have to
December
be, you
of
can't
this
do
year.
it. You can't put water off yours to someone else's.
Do I have a second?
So it sounds like it might not.
I don't know if I would.
We need to go look at
Do
it.
we,
I can go look at it, I would definitely ask Randy to see what the statutes are. you know, to the county attorney.
Yep.
And then, if that's the deal where he's gotta get permission from everybody, then if he gets permission, then I guess it'd be alright.
Yeah.
If he can't get permission to
He's
pump it,
already working on it.
you know,
Then
and it
it's
might
up
be a
between
deal.
him and his lawyer, if
Really?
we can't,
If
you know,
he-
if it ain't gonna work.
If he was gonna do it, the best way would be is actually go under the road
Oh,
and pump it on the
okay.
north side of the road and let
So-
it go down. To the
That was
west.
their second.
I mean,
Or
it's
you
such a
sound
hazard
like
if you
it's-
That,
now
that would be a
understand
better,
what it
better, actually better than going.
But it'll still equalize it.
So right-
Well, yeah, but at least it ain't pumping it on,
Yeah.
Just
on,
accept the
on
agreement
Schmidt,
and we will
you know,
sign
and,
it.
and that other side is
December.
never limited, they would probably,
Let's
cause you know,
accept
that's
the
a.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's, I
I know
thought
there's
that's
a
where you
two
were
on the
headed.
road.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just can't say.
Yeah,
I just-
but it said it, when they
Yeah.
said it, I mean, it said probably,
I'll change the
it's
motion.
supposed to be right at water, you know, just so the water don't
Make a
go over
motion.
there. It's supposed to be, you know, just so it keeps the water
All right.
equalized, so hopefully it don't get on the road. But that was another deal, the county was always supposed to finish building that road, and that's all farther we
If
got.
that would work, what if the wetlands hold again?
Now I need a
It
second.
rains tonight,
I'll second
Yeah.
that.
then he's gonna pump it down.
Yeah, see, I think,
Now,
Frank, how do you vote?
That's what I was.
you know,
and the problem is if that's wetland and it's full,
All right,
and he's full, and the road's got water on it, we don't want him pumping water down there.
okay, good deal.
See, that's the other problem, when you know, once
All
that,
right.
once that wetland's wet,
I am
it's gonna,
at,
water's gonna
line
sit
item
away. I
8.
mean, cause it can't, like now, it's,
I've seen years.
It's
I
been
don't
a
have
full-
the emergency items,
what, 3 years?
and
When I was, I mean, we had
It
3
is
years
now
of that road. I
time
mean, I think it was
to,
only open for like a couple
review,
months, and then it would,
Years
the
back
water would
was
sit
that
on
way.
it,
and take a look at
so.
that.
But I mean, that's something,
Alright, no,
something though, you know, I would definitely talk to Randy and be in the
Thank you
county.
for your input.
Yep.
Are we getting interest on checking?
Yeah.
I never really looked.
Going to that point?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we're.
Here, I can take it.
Oh, yeah, you get it, this.
Oh, did, Lori, did you need to explain that? Lori, did you need to explain the last thing to the public
It
township?
says right there in front.
Oh, I
We
think
can-
I kinda mentioned
Did
it,
you
but I
men-
can't
did you do it,
remember.
Joe?
Last month, I
You did?
said that we had a negative because we got the check back and then
Oh,
Shane and I
we did
talked
last
about,
week, okay,
yeah.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Cause
then,
it's on here, oh, that's from last time.
How much benefit?
yeah, oh, maybe I can give you
I
another
don't know,
copy.
time period, I'm assuming it's for the pump.
Yeah, if you look at the front page.
764.
Yes.
Oh, you know, for red, oh, that's last month's stuff, and I forgot to give you the,
This month's?
cause I have two, I always give you
I
the
assumed it's
final
wrong.
last
Yes,
month and
it
the new this month.
Okay.
Oh, shoot, making,
Give him the wrong one?
yeah,
Hold on, don't write it.
3.09.
whoops.
I'm gonna give you the wrong one.
It really doesn't matter, except that I wrote all of at the top and.
Oh, that says Frank.
It's okay.
Oh, it's same
Sorry,
amount.
it's
Same amount.
exact
Oh, same amount, okay, it
Yeah.
just says Frank, I guess I didn't
Yeah.
even look at it. Here you go, Frank.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. You need this tobacco?
No.
No,
That's
you
yours.
can keep that.
Oh, you can.
And I left your copies, you found
So,
the
yes.
copies. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, here. Or this one, so.
What was our bond guards this time? Grease, okay.
Then we got,
We got two.
this is the
Oh, yeah, now it isn't in red.
Yeah.
Okay.
levies, townships.
I
I
get it.
have a copy of the, in here, the.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine. And then, that's what our solenoid costs us, $805.
Re-sign it, right, usually.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on there, right? Did you sign it?
That wasn't under
Thank you.
warranty.
No, I'll do it. I never got it set up on that.
I'm in the process, I've got it,
Yeah.
I signed the papers, he just
Or
probably.
was that, or was that for something, what was on the bill?
They should have.
Well, maybe that was with the
Yeah,
lights
that
and
was
stuff.
this.
Oh, the lights one.
He put on, the lights that weren't working, I thought, he said just the bulb.
Oh, I just have this,
No.
have this one, like, and I never got you.
Is that the one that you
Probably, I bet lights on.
Let me take a picture.
Yeah, just leave it until next time. We got some bills between you and me too.
I would bet that my bulbs wouldn't.
No.
September 3rd.
That's- Oh, that was 20 lights. Oh,
Oh, yeah, you paid that last.
I would want to know
They can.
mostly to find out, because because I'm under the impression that it is bumper to bumper road surface.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to send that.
But I know there are some items
Yeah,
that wouldn't.
and that could easily be like that.
So they can take this out.
There, no,
It could be also too.
This is my bad from the last one.
Oh,
The one road that's definitely not covered the parking doesn't cover the.
The labor.
Is that going? No, we don't have the parking.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
So I'm just trying to be wiser on what's
yeah,
covered by the.
no, I don't think we ever paid labor for, when we had stuff go on.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's in there, I think that's completely good.
I have it.
But I'll bet lights could be, yeah.
I couldn't see that,
Yeah.
but. So you said the bomb guards was Greece,
Yeah.
number 251?
Yep.
Oh, maybe that was good.
Do you think it would work to take a picture whenever you have a receipt? and
Yeah,
just
I
send
have
it
the
to
receipt,
me?
I left it on my
Okay.
dresser, I got the receipt, I just forgot to grab it when I walked out.
Oh, the one that says.
No problem, that way I'll save it with each.
Yeah, I have.
She said it was cutting out the home, that's all she told us.
Perfect.
Yep.
I'll send that on there.
We can send it out with a Christmas letter.
Yeah.
Send it to the auditor. A Christmas letter.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Here's
oh,
But
my-
I mean, truly, he did answer everything I asked him,
Yeah.
and he was good about it, so.
Oh, that's good.
So I've looked at these bills, I don't see a problem. So-
No, they looked okay to me.
So I would make a motion that we pay the bills as organized here, and I would need a second to do that.
I'll second that.
All right.
The last
Oh, yeah,
one.
that's all.
Okay.
But
I have a
just,
folder and I have a
It's in
folder
there.
for,
Budget, you know, just pay it, put it there.
that would be great.
Do you
You
need
have
to
that.
vote on that?
Yeah, okay. And you're up.
Yes?
Yes.
And I'm done. All right. So, now then, the last thing we have to do, folks, is set the meeting for December. December the 4th.
What's that? Is it?
All this, the levies,
Oh, okay, yes,
I
yes.
was gonna ask you
Let's
to,
move
Pat,
forward.
could you, because you would know this, you know, because we're being called if we use our money wisely. The shredder, you got a really good buy.
Yeah.
Remember what it was?
Okay,
4,900.
so this,
And what's a new one?
No,
27,000.
you can review the
No,
stuff
we
never-
over there.
We never got a complaint on that.
Should be, and if you have any questions about
Yeah.
any of those.
Yeah, we did.
We tried to
The pressure
get,
washer, the same
Last,
thing.
I think I mentioned.
That was a
this
good buy on that.
last month,
We got to pay 10,000 for them,
We
paid
paid
20%
them,
for
I
that.
think it was in
Yeah.
August for the
Yeah.
glass that broke on the
So
motor grader.
I have a
And
question.
then we got $7,700 credited back to our account,
Do we-
like, we never got
I know we're
a
gonna
check
stay
or
at 7.
anything, it
Do you
just
want to
came
move
back
to
in our
6 in
account.
December?
And so Shane called him, and
seven
he never
works
got
good
the
for
check,
me.
because it had
Oh,
that
7
address,
works
so.
good for you.
You're out there, Don.
It worked out good for
So you'll
It probably
see that.
depends on Jeremy.
Positive, the negative, and a positive.
Jeremy's got capital.
The old copies are still.
Oh, I thought he had a desk job.
He said something about, we wanna move it to 6 o'clock,
see anything
earlier,
else?
but it probably works better for you.
I can't look at it.
Yeah.
I like to, but ain't never asked about that blade that we bought for dirt cheap. On the tractor.
Yeah.
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 All right, so we'll set it
So more
for
check, writing that check.
December the 4th
Did you
at
write that
7
down?
p.m. Horizon City Community College.
Okay, yeah.
And am I sending the
All right,
Jones one in?
and at that
or are you
point,
taking it and dropping it off?
the only thing with that,
we are
if he did, have you signed something?
I've got.
I signed something.
Oh,
Off of
Alright.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that.
Hey,
Okay, so you did that.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
that.
I got one more thing for both boards.
Yeah.
November 26th is a Tuesday. I'm gonna be gone till that following, I'll be back that Sunday. It's over Thanksgiving. We are going to go to Arizona. I have a friend down there, him and his wife, they've lived down there for 20 some years, and we're moving back to Nebraska. we've been invited down there, we've never went, so we're gonna go before these other houses. I might even have to take my enclosed trailer and bring some of his furniture back, so, but I don't know, hope I
That's
don't
a
have
dirty
to.
trick.
Yeah.
Please come visit,
Yeah.
bring a trailer.
So, but that, yeah, we're gonna leave that morning and then I'll be back hopefully, we're gonna actually leave Saturday down there and then we'll probably stay somewhere, drag halfway, especially if I pull my trailer. So,
Okay.
and then I talked to Doug